Hey guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're gonna be talking about Cronos Group, not Cron. Cron is for the trade symbol under US, Nasdaq, and the venture. So yeah, it after hour trading, it went down 82 cents, 9% after hours. That's crazy. It's basically almost giving back all of his returns because of Citron shorting, coming out report shorting I guess Cronos, trying to attempt to sue them. But I can read this article, or I can just show you a video and discuss the video. It was a very interesting video. They were smart to go after Cron. I'd probably go after Cron too. I don't see anything special about this company. I will get more into deep detail about this company later, but I think it was a smart idea to short Cron because Cron was just overvalued. I did not see the value of investing into Cron. That's just my personal opinion though. So here's the video, and I'm gonna talk about it.
Stock calling it the dark side of the cannabis space. Let's get to Bob Pisani at the New York Stock Exchange for the details. Hey, Bob.
Pink Floyd, I'm getting flashbacks. Marijuana stocks have been melting up this year, but pot names came under pressure today after noted short seller Citron Research made a bearish call on Cronos Group. Now, this morning, Citron's Andrew Left set a price target of $3.50, projecting a drop of roughly 70% from where Cronos traded prior to the call. Now, Citron argues that Cronos, quote, appears to have been deceiving the investing public by purposely not disclosing the size of its distribution agreements with provinces, unlike every other major cannabis player, close quote. Citron goes on to say that sources tell them that in reality, the agreements are too small to justify the premium investors are paying for the stock, and they could be looking at a securities fraud case. The stock fell another 10% midday. FactSet noted that Copperfield Research also made negative comments in the form of a string of tweets shortly after 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Shares of Cronos plummeted 30%. Its worst day in 4 years. Trading in the stock was briefly halted midday. Other pot players like Canopy Growth, Aurora, and Tilray, they're all down 3 to 4% on those calls, though still up double digits for the month. Now, these warnings come, of course, as cannabis growers are waiting for Canada to legalize the recreational use of marijuana this fall, and money pours into the pot space from beverage makers looking for potential partnerships in the pot space. Keep playing that Pink Floyd. Melissa, back to you.
All right, Bob. Thanks. Bob Pisani at the New York Stock Exchange. Well, infamous short seller Andrew Left of Citron Research joins us now to explain why he thinks Cronos is the dark side of the cannabis space. Andrew, great to have you with us. So the stock is down 30%. I have to ask you this right off the bat. Are you still short Cronos right now, or did you cover?
Oh, I'm definitely still short the stock, no doubt.
Okay. So how does this play out? Because what you're alleging is pretty serious. I mean, you're basically saying that there could be securities fraud here. So,
Yeah, well, first of all, Melissa.
Okay,
First
Andrew.
of all, why do I have to be infamous? Can't I just be famous one day, or just Andrew Left? But that's okay.
Well known. Whatever you want. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. That's okay. Moving beyond that, even if there's nothing wrong with the company, even if everything is fine with the company, then the stock's $3.50. If I want to give them the same multiple as all their peers, who I don't think have the same issues that they have, the stock's $3.50. So that's being generous to them. And that we're talking U.S. here, okay? So why would I not be short the stock? It's a very competitive industry. I think they're a subpar player. I think they have a lot of issues with disclosure, with production, with the commercialization of their product. I think they've overpromised, and I think they're trading way out of whack with the rest of the industry. $3.50 with no problems. If I believe everything they say, it's $3.50.
Okay. So let's start with what you think the company is being deceptive about. One issue was that they did not tell investors.
Okay, so I think this guy is saying $3.50. Well, $3.50 would be wonderful for this guy, but I don't think this guy's gonna cover at $3.50. I think he's gonna cover at $6. because he says 350, so he can cause a panic sell and causing the stock to go down, so he can make a lot more money. And he's already, according to this video, he's already covered a little bit. He's already covered a little bit on the downtrend. So I think this guy's just trying to make as much money as he can, and that's why he gave a $3.50 price target.
In which provinces they had distribution agreements. Why is that so key? Isn't it more important the size of that agreement or how much they're distributing to the overall market, and not necessarily whether or not they're doing it in Quebec or some other province?
No, exactly. And that's what it was. They disclose they have it in the provinces, but they are not disclosing the size of the agreements. And if you look at their competitors, they are disclosing the size.
So you want to know the size as opposed to we're doing business in Quebec. Fill in the blanks on how big.
Exactly. Everyone else gives more disclosure. You should give the same amount of disclosure.
What does the company say to you when you say, you know, I think you should disclose the size of the amount of business that you're doing in this announcement?
Let's put something in perspective.
Are they saying we're not going to give it to you?
Hold on. I didn't call the company and ask them. They put it in press releases. When you put out a press release, let's put it this way. The stock is up 50% this month. I think like 400% this year. So it's not like anything's crazy. It should have never been where it was yesterday, and it should never be where it is right now. The stock will trade down to $3.50. There's no reason for it to be up 50% in the past month.
Okay. In terms of what else the company should or should not be doing, Andrew, you're saying in one of your assertions that the company has a product recall history, that has had several product recalls. Now, an analyst who covers the company in Canada says that some of the product recalls can't be actually pinned to the current management team. They acquired another company, and that company had a product recall before Cronos acquired it. Another product recall, for instance, was voluntary. Why should that be a huge issue?
Okay, how does this sound? You ready? The company was making a big deal that they're starting to sell in Germany. Germany, I mean, the words that were used were so grandiose in the press release, it was amazing. And it turned out to be, it was minuscule. It was a few $100,000. And they discussed it on Q1 and never discussed it Q2. So my curiosity is, where did this thing go in Germany Q2? Sure enough, you start reading Leafly and you see they recalled for pesticides the cannabis bought. Okay, now, what makes it interesting to me is 2 days after the recall, I don't know if exactly 2 days, slightly after the recall, without disclosing an AK, and here's a company that loves to make assertions, they raised $100 million from the street. They could have easily said, we had a recall, we can fix this, not that big of a deal long term, but no. So I think sometimes securities fraud can be the lack of disclosure as much as, you know, disclosing. And they should have disclosed that before they raised their $100 million.
So, Andrew, it's David Seaberg. Quick, that wasn't a material event for the company. It was 1 kilogram of product equal to roughly $1,000. I mean, it's not material at all to their earnings. As a matter of fact, you talk about Germany. I mean, Germany, they were breaking out line item Germany in Q1. They didn't line item it in Q2 because the provinces were getting actually frustrated with the fact that these companies were selling product internationally where the margins are better when there's a shortage in Canada. So they decided not to break it out. So you can't make the assessment that there's fraud under that strategy.
The irony of that is that nothing is material to their financials.
Yeah, but the problem is you say fraud. You use the word fraud, and every tape reading algo hears that, reads it, and they act on it.
What I said,
you use the word fraud. It scares the heck out of investors that haven't invested in the stock. It prevents them from buying it. And it forces a purge in the name.
Okay, what I did is in this, I asked the question, could it be? And you know what? Many people would say you should disclose that, whether it be if you have a pesticide in your, you know, I don't want to say it's like a Chipotle, hey, 1 burrito got bad or 2 burritos got bad if no one disclosed it. If there was a recall of your product, okay, from what could be a potentially big customer, that should be disclosed regardless of the size.
A voluntary recall in a scenario like this doesn't matter. It's not relevant and it's not material. And therefore, this guy's a lawyer. The CEO of this company is a corporate lawyer. I mean, he understands the game. He understands this process. I mean, he's not going to screw things up. So I say to you, the word fraud scares the heck out of investors.
Well, listen, what should scare investors in this company is that's one point. If that was the whole story, David, then we could go back and forth, okay? But that is one part of a larger mosaic of a story. The stock is $3.50 at best, like I said, with no problems, no recalls. We're selling to Germany. It's great. Our plans in Israel, Australia, wherever we say, everything's going to work as planned. The stock's $3.50. That's the important thing.
Andrew, it's Guy. So maybe if you didn't come on wearing Johnny Cash dress in black, maybe we would say you weren't a villain. That's number one.
And by the way, hold on. And the big shout out, and not me, a big shout out to Tim Seymour, who yesterday, before I even put it out, Tim Seymour put it in his bucket of kicking this one out. So I have to give Tim that.
So that was going to be my follow-on. This is an indictment of Cronos specifically. I mean, do you believe in the cannabis space, though, or do you think the entire space is sort of, my word, not yours, fugazi?
That's a good question. The space is real. The hype is not. Margins will get compressed. The cost per gram will go down significantly. Look what happened in Washington State. Things will get overstated. The one thing I will not underestimate is I would not short and I would not buy Canopy. I think the Constellation deals, it's very blue sky. What happens with the cannabis drinks, I do believe in that. But at the same time, there will be significant margin compression, and these farmers, people who have the farms, I think many of them will go out of business. If you cannot keep your cost per gram down, which is the biggest problem that Cronos is having right now, because they're reliant on these indoor facilities and they're moving towards greenhouse facilities. If you can't keep that cost per gram down, then you're going to go out of business.
All right. And last question, Andrew. You're short. You say you remain short. When did you put that short on, and will you take that short down to 350?
Oh, I don't. Come on, Melissa. You always ask that question, and it's irrelevant when I put it on or when I'm going to take it off. What's relevant is the information
here's what's
that's in the
relevant.
report.
Here's what's relevant to people watching. Are you just as short the stock right now as you were at the beginning of the day?
I took a small size of the position off today. Yes.
Okay.
But I'm still extremely short this stock. I believe the stock trades down to where it was just 3 weeks ago, $6.
Okay.
And then right down to 350. Yeah.
Andrew, great to speak with you. Thank you. Well-known short seller, Andrew Left of Citron Research. We should note that we did reach out to Cronos and invited the CEO on the show to respond to Andrew. Instead, a company representative provided us with this statement. We do not comment on short seller reports, so there is not a statement we can have you read on air. We can, however, assure the public that our securities offerings have been underwritten by reputable banks and our respected advisors have done all the necessary due diligence under both U.S. and Canadian securities law. Let's trade it. David. Do you invest in Cronos? Or
no, my view is I agree with.
Because you sounded like you're defending it.
I'm defending it on one side. I defend the aspect of fraud. When you use the word fraud, that's a big boy word, and you better be prepared to defend it. So I'm not saying the stock is a buy here. I'm not saying that it's not potentially overvalued just based on, from the standpoint where it's trading versus the peers. There's no question it was overvalued, and Tim made a great call yesterday. However, using the word fraud is a very scary thing. And what's going to happen over the next several days is you're going to see headlines hit the tape about class action lawsuits if you've owned the stock during this period of time, given the fact there's been a fraudulent accusation against the company, blah, blah, blah. And you're going to see that occur over the next several weeks, months, whatever. So I look at it and say that's going to keep pressure on the stock, undue pressure. I don't think there's fraud here.
Is it overvalued?
Is it overvalued? Look, it's probably a stretch overvalued.
All right.
Do I think it's a 350 stock? I don't. Okay.
That was extremely interesting. That guy was going crazy. He was very aggressive on his position, but he like, you could totally tell from his voice that he's not gonna cover at 350. He's gonna cover at $6 because I think that's what I believe. I think he's gonna cover at $6 or even at $7, but he's definitely not gonna cover at 350. Because 350 is so he can scare people. The whole fraud thing is so he can scare people to sell and try to drop the stock down lower and lower. So I really don't think, like, the CEO is a lawyer. So obviously he knows what he's doing, or else he's not going to obviously he knows what he's doing. So like I don't think this guy's going to be able to sue this company. I think that he's just using the lawsuit as a way to put pressure on the stock and try to scare people into not buying the stock, so it can cause the price of the stock to go down. I think tomorrow, if tomorrow is a red day for Cronos, like a big red day, like even below 9%, 9% is already really low, it's gonna pull the canopy down another 5%, 5%. So tomorrow might be a really good opportunity to pick up canopy if you are waiting and not wanting to buy. But this is just my opinion. Don't buy because I said, you know, it was a buying opportunity. It might be a buying opportunity tomorrow, but definitely the stock's going down tomorrow for sure. For canopy, stock's gonna go down for tomorrow, and probably Aurora and probably the entire sector. I think Cronos is gonna pull the entire sector down. So let's cover Cronos. So Cronos, I'm gonna have to go back to this, but they own 100% of Peace Natural, which is an indoor facility. They own 100% of Original BC, and they own 21.5% of Whistler Medical Cannabis. Okay, this is the investor presentation. They currently have 9,500 square feet of capacity of growing space that they can ship to Germany. But according to that guy on the video, he was saying that they had a recall and they're not really shipping to Germany. Like, they had a recall, so they had some problems with pesticides, and that might, because of that, Germany might re-inspect their facilities again, because they were approved to be able to ship over to Germany with the good manufacturing practices. Now that they have pesticides in the product, Germany is going to want another inspection before they are allowed to ship product back to Germany. So this is going to really push that's really bad news for Cronos, and they should have reported that. They should have told investors that they had a problem with the product sending it to Germany with pesticides. That definitely, I totally agree with that guy. It totally should have been covered by Cronos. Cronos is also going to be behind on production. They're expected to reach 40,000 kilograms by 2019. They're going to be kind of late to the party, but then again, they don't really have that much of a big supply agreement according to my research. I'm going to show you guys later. So the BC, the original BC, I guess, only had 2,000 square feet facility. So that's like nothing. That's just like a small little shack that they're working out of. So that's nothing great. And then this is more about random. This is a joint venture or something. Strategy. 35 countries throughout Europe and Asia. Phase 1, 5,000 kilograms. Where's this location? Wow, okay, that's even lacking in information. There's no location on this. Distribution, Germany, that's all. Like, where is the distribution for, like, in the investor presentation? There's no distribution for the Canadian government. They have Germany. Oh, they highlighted Germany now, but they had a problem with Germany. So there's a lot of missing information in Cronos when I research it. It's all over the place, and it's not very structured very well. This is my opinion. It's very hard to do research on this company. I spent probably hours when I was doing research, and yeah, it wasn't fun researching this company to fully understand this company. I still don't fully understand this company, but I did some serious research back in the day. This investor presentation came out recently. Let's see if I can find anything else that's important in here. Peace Natural, and they have a partnership with MedMan to make stores all over Canada. That's good, I guess, but I never knew they were in the business of retail. That's interesting. Okay, Oh no, CV Science. So CV Science got a class action lawsuit by the same people. Citron Research. So yeah, Citron Research did a lawsuit on CV Science. CV Science recovered today pretty good. Let me see if I can find it for you. CVIS stock. Yeah, so CV Science had a nice run today. 87 cents. It's still a lot lower than its all-time high. Like, I guess it was at like $7, and then it went all the way to $3, and then it recovered to $4.08. So they did a good job on scaring investors and making the stock plummet so they can make a lot of money. I wouldn't. I mean, like, if you think these guys are actually gonna do a class action lawsuit, I don't think so. I don't think Citron is their purpose is to do a class action lawsuit. I think their purpose is to basically scare investors so they can make a lot of money shorting the stock. At least this is just my opinion. Quebec. So Quebec had a supply agreement with 6 producers, and guess what? Cronos is not on here. Afria, Aurora, Canopy, Hydropothecary, Metroleaf, and Tilray. No Cronos. And Quebec is like a quarter of Canada's population, like 8 million people. British Columbia is about 4 million people, and if you notice, Cronos Group is on here. Oops. Okay. Cronos Group is on here. I thought Cronos Group wasn't on here. That's kind of okay. Well, that's weird. I swear I thought Cronos Group was on there. So I guess they have a supply agreement in British Columbia, which is good. But in Alberta, they definitely don't, right? There's no Cronos Group in Alberta, or Peace Natural, or BC Originals. So Alberta is a big one too. Alberta is about 4 million people. So they're missing Quebec and Alberta. They have Ontario, but like they don't disclose on how much supply agreement they have. So that's not good. They should have an indicator saying, hey, we supply at least 10,000 or 20,000 kilograms through all provinces, but they don't. They don't disclose any of that, which I think that's wrong. I think they should disclose some kind of information if they can. That's just my thoughts on that, though. I guess that's all I have to the video. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you dislike this video, please give me a thumbs down. Subscribe for future updates, and have a great day. Bye.